Welcome back to Baldur's Gate 3 with Wyll. This is Will's Origin playthrough. Platinum X here. I've already escaped the Nautiloid and found Shadowheart on the beach. And then this is, pretty early in the game, not far from the beach. There's Astarian.
Hurry! I've got one of those brain things cornered. There, in the grass. You can kill it, can't you? Like you killed the others? There. Can you see it?
Just a dumb boar. You're relieved until you see the flash of a dagger.
You can try, but first you'll tell me what you know. I saw you on the ship. You're in league with them, aren't you? Those tentacle... Ah!
Your mind twists. You're looking out of unfamiliar eyes, prowling dark, busy streets. You try to hold the memory, but it fades to the worm. The light, the fear.
What was that? What's going on? I'm not an idiot. It has to be those tentacled monsters. Something they did. They took you too. I saw it during whatever just happened. And to think, I was ready to decorate the ground with your innards. Apologies. Indeed we are. Please, allow me to introduce myself. My name's Astarian. I was in Baldur's Gate when those beasts snatched me. A pleasure. So, do you know anything about these worms? Turn us into... Of course it'll turn me into a monster. What else did I expect? Although, it hasn't happened yet. If we can find an expert, someone that can control these things, there might still be time. Well, yes, of course. But first things first. You know, I was ready to go this alone. But maybe sticking with the herd isn't such a bad idea. And you seem like a useful person to know. All right. I accept. Lead on.
Okay, so there we've got 3 people now. I'm going to go ahead, while I'm over here, I'm going to go ahead and... I think I already grabbed that herb over there. Or whatever. Yeah, while I'm over here, I'm going to go ahead and run down here and... actually, I'm not sure if anybody's strong enough, now that I think about it. Hang on.
I'm ready. Whatever it takes.
Now, it's best to separate the group rather than traveling as a whole in case this fails.
Nice view.
It failed. So now I can bounce back over here, cast guidance on Shadowheart. Go at it again.
Deep grooves in the mud
Successful.
around that rock.
Alright, she is strong enough to move it.
Defender of the people.
Dang it.
Astarian's an interesting find. Let's hope any future acquaintances don't hold a blade to your throat by way of introduction. There's no story. None that you're entitled to hear, anyway. Just forget you ever saw it.
I didn't mean to talk to her right here, but I figure I might as well go ahead and go through this dialogue.
We haven't gone all that far yet. What are you referring to exactly? Must I? Thinking about it won't help. We know what to do, so let's do it. Find a way to rid ourselves of these things. We've no solid leads right now, though. We'd best get hunting. If you discover anything that might help us, I'm all ears. I suppose we'd go our separate ways. Not a slight on your company, of course. Home. Baldur's Gate. There's someone waiting for me there. Someone I have to reach. As soon as possible.
Now, I think I think if you don't pry here, you might get approval with Shadowheart.
Thank you.
Or
And
not,
you're
maybe.
right. It's a delicate matter. Not something for light conversation.
Alright, well, apparently not.
I must admit, you've been a surprise. And not an unpleasant one. Kindred spirits are few and far between for me. Besides, you saved my life aboard the Nautiloid. How can I do anything but sing your praises? Must we? No harm in a little mystery, don't you think?
I think this is where you might get some approval. If you're not comfortable, I won't press
Thank
you.
you.
Yeah, there we go.
I'm
Shadowheart
sure
approved.
we'll get along perfectly well. Fine. What's on your mind? I must admit, you've been a surprise. And not an unpleasant.
Alright, same
Besides,
thing.
you saved my life aboard the Nautiloid.
Alright, now I really did not mean to even talk to her right there. I'm trying to... Alright, here, she's going to need to move it
Protects me.
again. There.
Pride of the gate.
Okay. And basically what that just revealed is right here, which we'll get to later. And this right here. Well, that's where Karlach is. Because again, Wyll is after Karlach. Oh, wait. Wait. Hold the phone.
A crooked touch. Where am I needed?
think I've already been through here. I just want to double. Yeah, that mind flayer's empty.
There, a mind flare, and it's hurt.
That thing's bound to be dangerous even...
You approach the dying monster. This is the thing that abducted you. You could end its life here and now, if only you didn't feel compassion. Compassion. You can't move, can't think. Thinking is mercifully done for you. It will be a joy to serve, to die for it an honor. It's possessing your mind, forcing you to love it. But then the feeling slips. The creature's mind seems to focus elsewhere. The monster lies exhausted, defeated. Its eyes, wet orange pearls, radiate malice.
Wyll hunts
Death is
monsters.
too good for it.
There was no other way for that to play. There's nothing up there.
Dead goblins over there. Worth checking for supplies, maybe.
Look there, on the wall. Something's not right with that sigil.
You approach the sigil on the stone. Magic glitters and swirls from it erratically, as if malfunctioning. It looks slightly dangerous.
A hand? Anyone? Whatever you're doing is working wonders. Now a quick little pull should do the trick. Hello. I'm Gale of Waterdeep. Apologies. I'm usually better at this. At magic. Say, but I know you, don't I? In a manner of speaking. You were on the Norse Lloyd as well. I don't know what transpired exactly, but the ship broke into pieces and I suddenly found myself in freefall. As I was plummeting to certain death, I spied a glimmer quite near where I estimated my body to impact with less than savory propulsion. Recognizing this glimmer to be magical in nature, I reached out to it with a weaving of words and found myself on the other side, as it were. How about you? How did you survive the fall? Fair enough. But even so, I have the unfortunate suspicion your survival is still very much in jeopardy. Back on the ship, you too were on the receiving end of a rather unwelcome insertion in the ocular region. Were you not? No use sugarcoating it, is there? The insertee we speak of, this parasite, are you aware that after a period of excruciating gestation, it will turn us into mind flayers? It's a process known as ceramorphosis, and let me assure you, it is to be avoided. You don't happen to be a cleric by any chance, do you? A doctor? Surgeon? Uncannily adroit with a knitting needle?
You seem to know enough about our condition to realize it's beyond most clerics' skills.
Most, no doubt, but I find myself hoping to be in the presence of the few. You don't happen to be one of them. We're most certainly going to need a healer, and soon, too. How about we lend each other a helping hand once more and look for a healer together? Most excellent. Parasite shared is a parasite halved, or something to that effect. Oh, but before you think you're about to embark on a journey with most ill-mannered a man, thank you for pulling me out of that stone. It was an act of foresighted kindness, I assure you. For I have the feeling ample opportunities will present themselves for me to return the favor.
Okay, so there's a full party now. But the one thing we are lacking is a good sword arm. And even though I'm the Blade of Frontiers, I'm talking about a fighter. Alright, so what I'm going to do now is tell
I've heard you
Shadowheart.
can't get blood from a stone, but apparently you can get a wizard from one. Gale seems interesting. If you're sure. Though you seem to know what you're doing, I suppose. A shame. I thought we were doing well together. Perhaps I'll see you at camp. Farewell.
Alright, so I just sent her back to camp because right over here is Lae'zel. And if you have Shadowheart in the party with you, she will disapprove of recruiting Lae'zel.
Zoru was right. Yellow as a toad, twice as ugly.
The thing's dangerous. Leave it for the goblins to kill.
And if it escapes, how will you... Oh, a guest.
Your skull pounds in response to the prisoner's white-hot stare. Her lips don't move, yet you hear her voice.
Get rid of them.
Alright, so Deception is the one that I do not have proficiency with. But I do have a high charisma, and I just got rid of Shadowheart, who was the one that would cast guidance. So here's hoping for the best. Oh, I do have friends though. This will give me advantage. Perfect.
He's right. Let's go. We need
Gale
to check
approves.
out that blast. You didn't hear it. Shook our camp good, so we came for a look.
Still have friends cast on them. Still have the advantage.
Northwest. Look for Nettie. Whatever your wound, she can mend it.
And be careful. There are goblin traps everywhere.
Nymessa, come.
Enough gawking. Get me down. Never.
Astarian approves. I could just leave her there now, but
Observe and listen. You'll hear goblins.
As you say.
hasn't yet scrambled all your senses. Auspicious. But the longer we wait, the more it consumes. My people possess the cure for this infection. I must find a creche. You will join me.
And what exactly is a crush?
It is many things. A hatchery, a training grounds, a shelter.
Githyanki protocol is clear. When infected with a Gale tadpole, we must report to Augustil for purification.
All right,
You have
then.
made an ally from Kresh
Gale
Kalir.
approves again.
Few know such fortune. Call me Lae'zel. Come. The Horned Ones mentioned a camp. One there, this Zoru, has seen Githyanki. A Kresh must be near. We will ask this Zoru where he has seen my kin.
All right. So, now that that is done, what I'm doing is finding a shovel.
Okay, I'll need a shovel to dig this up.
Alright, so I guess before we press on, it would probably be wise to level up.
Sharp as ever.
Okay, so we're going to stay as a warlock. Continue. Now, in the character creation, I expressed my distaste for this spell right here. I just don't find it that useful. However, I'm reconsidered simply because a warlock's spell slots are replenished during a short rest. This spell lasts until long rest. So, I do at this point find it more useful than the other spells that take a spell slot and do not last. Oh, well, hang on. Well, that requires concentration, so that's a no. I thought about that, but again, we only have 2 spell slots. And we got Shadowheart for that, so Burning Hands would be another good one, because you can affect more than, one enemy, and even at one enemy, 3 to 18 damage is good damage. But I've got Arms of Hadar, which doesn't do as much damage, but it's still area effect, can affect multiple enemies, and have the possible, they can't use reactions. So I think under the circumstance, and it is kind of a warlock unique spell. Others do not really get access to this. So I'm going to go ahead and just select this. I probably won't really use it that often, but in a situation like this, hang on, I'll get more into that here in just a second. But let me go ahead and Eldritch Invocations. So, as amazing as Eldritch Blast is, it even gets more amazing when now we can add our Charisma modifier to the damage. And also, I don't really care to use that, only because the armor spell, you can't equip any armor at all or it'll cancel the spell. That includes shields, even helmets. Like I think that leather helmet that I found is considered light armor. So if you put that on with armor, with the armor spell, cancels it. So I'm not gonna mess with that. There's plenty of those speak with animal potions around that last until long rest, so again, no need for that. Gaining proficiency in deception. Well, again, I'm going to have the skill at some point. I don't have deception now. I do have persuasion. So again, this would be kind of a waste because I will get deception once I hit level 4 and get that feat for the actor. Devil's Insight. Now this could actually be good, but maybe later. For right now, you cast False Life on yourself, giving temporary hit points. Well, again, you can only get temporary hit points from one source, and there's no reason to have multiple sources of it. So again, no, not necessary. Now this could be useful, but maybe later. One with shadows. Alright, so the other thing I want to look at is Repelling Blast. Again, this is Eldritch Blast. When you hit a creature with Eldritch Blast, you can push the creature up to 4.5 meters away from you. Or just, it doesn't matter whether they're standing next to you or not, because you'll be at disadvantage if you use Eldritch Blast when they're standing next to you. But it's more helpful for, like, you know, knocking them off a ledge, for example. Or just knocking them away from somebody else so they don't get reaction striked. And then this is toggleable. Toggleable passive feature, you can turn it on and off. So if you find yourself in a situation where you don't want to knock them back, turn it off. So we're going to select both of these invocations affecting Eldritch Blast, making it even more amazing than it already is. And then this final thing, Thief of Five Fates. Once per long rest, you can cast Bane without... Oh, wait, no. It says it uses a slot. You can cast Bane using a Warlock spell slot. Well, you know, no thank you. And I think this list kind of gets expanded as you level up. So for right now, that's our options. And these two are clearly the best options. There's a couple of others, Devil's Sight and this Mask of Many Faces, that could be useful at maybe a later level. But right now, Repelling Blast and Agonizing Blast are definitely the most vital, usable, applicable, whatever word you want. Just pick a word, okay? Replace spells. Nope, we're going to stick with the spells we have. And accept the level. Let's check the time here. Alright, plenty of time. Alright, Astarian level 2. Now, this is something that's important to notice about Rogue level 2, is that these things are now bonus actions. Dash, hide, disengage can be done as a bonus action. So even for multi-classing, a level 2 Rogue adds this great advantage of being able to use these three things as a bonus action. Now, Wizards. Level 2 is when you can specialize in a school. Gale defaults at Evocation Savant, which means scribing evocation scrolls into your spellbook costs half as much money. Not only that, but at that second level you get to sculpt spells, creates pockets of safety within your evocation spells. Allies automatically succeed their saving throws against these spells and take no damage from them. So this reduces the chance of killing your own party or damaging them with your own spells, but that is only spells from the evocation school. You would still be able to damage your party with, say, Cloud Kill, which I believe is Conjuration. And then at later levels, there are more passives that unlock regarding evocation spells, including adding your intelligence modifier to your damage, which can most certainly make things like, I don't know, magic missile pretty powerful. So I'm gonna stick with evocation, even though There are other. Let's just look over the schools here. Abjuration is a good one. I've used Abjuration in several playthroughs. I still haven't done my Origin playthrough with Gale yet, but in other playthroughs with him as a companion, I have used him as used Abjuration. This creates wards that help kind of mitigate damage that can, I think, at a certain level, be used again on allies as well. So when an ally gets attacked, you can use some of your ward charges to mitigate that damage. So Abjuration is a good one. Necromancy. I've never done Necromancy, but this Grim Harvest does sound like a good, once per turn, if you kill a creature with a spell, you regain hit points equal to twice that spell slot level. Thrice if it's a Necromancy spell. So that's a way, that creates some form of healing for Gale. And then I'm not sure, since I've never used it, I'm not sure what the later levels, what the passives, it's like 2 more passives. There'll be like 3 total passives for each one of these schools. So I'm not really sure what the other ones for Necromancy are. I've never actually specialized in Necromancy. Conjuration I have. Conjuring Water is very useful. Now the first time I used it, it was before I, watched other videos, and there's many videos out there, so I don't know off the top of my head a specific one as far as a name to you to give credit to, but creating water on a creature makes it wet, and the status effect of being wet makes them vulnerable, meaning you do double damage with both electricity and cold damage spells. So Conjuring Water can definitely be valuable. However, you can only use it once per probably short rest. I'm not sure if it's short rest or long rest. You can only use it once. So that's why the first time I used it, I was like, well, that's it. I can only use it once. What good is that? But again, this is before I understood about the whole, wet situation. And then the later levels, I'm not sure what it is either, because I've never actually I think I have. I have specialized in Conjuration. Well, like I just said, the first time I did it, I wasn't really all that impressed. But again, it was before I kind of knew the benefit of it. And again, I'm not really sure what the later levels are, but Conjuration, it can definitely be a good one. Hypnotism, well, again, this is kind of a crowd control type situation, where charm really isn't as effective as it used to be in previous editions of Dungeons and Dragons. But apparently in this edition, or in this game anyway, all charm does is keep the one that's charmed from attacking you. It doesn't turn them to your side. It doesn't make them attack their own allies. Now it does say this hypnotic gaze, though, isn't just charm. It charms them and incapacitates them so they cannot act at all. So this is actually a more enhanced charm. This is like a daze. This puts them in a daze, so to speak, I guess. You can maintain your hypnotic gaze each turn to extend it. So this is a concentration. Well, it doesn't say it's concentration. You probably have to cast it again. So it's probably going to take your action. I don't know. I'm not sure how that works. But anyway, so Enchantment Divination, I've used this. Kind of gives you some dice. If instead of re-rolling your dice, it's like an already determined number that you can say, okay, well, I'm going to use that one in place of this roll to change the outcome of things. That can be very useful. Illusion, an improved minor illusion. I'm not really sure what the later levels are. Transmutation. Now, here's the thing about transmutation. I wouldn't suggest turning your main character or Gale into a transmuter, what you do is once you get withers, you get a hireling wizard and make him a transmutation specialist, because that hireling can make your potions. Use that hireling for your alchemy, because you can brew 2 alchemical solutions instead of 1 when combining extracts if you succeed a DC 15 medicine check. So that's where you, after you recruit them, you might have to like respec them with withers as well, so that you can actually pick the skill medicine. So you can create more potions with a transmuter that way, and at later levels they can create this stone that goes in your inventory and you carry it. And there's different types of them. But so what you do is you use that hireling to create that stone, make your potions, and then that stone you can give to any of your party members. The hireling doesn't have to be with you. That stone remains permanent. So again, a transmutation specialist is great to have, but I would just recommend using a hireling for that and not one of your main party members. That's somebody that would just sit in camp and not really ever really be used other than to make potions and to summon that stone. So back to evocation. We're going to stick with evocation. Again, it's Gale's default. And again, I think in the long run, it is what I would prefer, being that it adds intelligence to your damage rolls at a later level and keeps you from hurting your own party with area effect evocation spells. Now, things like Ice Knife is Conjuration. It's a very effective spell for crowd control purposes, but again, it can also affect your party members. But what we're going to focus on right now is number 1, Shield. It is a reaction spell and will possibly keep Gale from getting hit. And then we're going to go ahead with Long Strider. Now, just for a heads up, future reference, I honestly don't think I've ever seen scrolls for these spells. I don't. I mean, I'm not saying they don't exist. I'm not saying there's not scrolls out there for it. It's just they're very rare. Like, as many times as I played through this game, I don't recall coming across any scrolls for Shield or Long Strider. And these 2 spells are very nice to have. Let me just put it that way. And I'll demonstrate here in just a second. Alright, so these are the prepared spells. Witch Bolt sucks ass. I don't care about Witch Bolt. Sleep is very powerful. It's based on hit points. There's no savings throw as long as they have less than those hit points, or no more than those hit points. Nighty night. Thunder Wave is good, but I think I'm going to get that off. Put Long Strider on. I don't need armor. Well, actually, I guess I thought no, I guess not. Alright, so we want Shield on. And I guess we'll keep Thunder Wave on. The thing about Witch Bolt, I mean, it is a level 1 lightning or electricity damage spell. Keep that in mind with the whole conjuration thing and the whole getting things wet. So it is a level 1 electricity spell. So I mean, that is one good thing, but it is a concentration spell. And it still takes your action to recast it and do damage the following turn. You don't have to roll to hit strike with it, but it still takes your action to activate it in the second turn if it hits in the first one. But if it misses the first time you cast it, then it's, you know, bye-bye spell slot. You know, it's like it's a cast spell that did nothing. I guess I'm going to go with Thunder Wave. Alright, we're going to accept that. There's really not much to do with her. Level 2 fighters get action surge. Alright, now let's jump down here to Wyll. And if you see their Long Strider, it is a ritual spell. And you see the spell slots are not flashing, meaning I can cast this outside of combat and it not take a spell slot. Meaning I can just keep recasting it on each one of my party members. Now at later levels you'll be able to cast it, you know, once you get higher level spell slots, you'll be able to cast it on more than one person per cast and not have to do it on each person. But again, it didn't cost any spell slots, so it doesn't really matter. Now that we've done that, we can go back into prepare spells. Take it off. I think. Actually, maybe not. Here, let's take a look. Let's put armor back on. Nope, lost it. So you do have to keep it prepared for it to remain in effect. So we're going to put Long Strider back on and recast it. And then what Long Strider is going to do is increase our movement per turn by 3 meters, which is very, very nice to have a little movement bonus at the cost of nothing more than a couple of minutes of time. Not even a couple of minutes. I mean, it only took a couple of minutes because I was going through the whole demonstration and verifying whether or not you can unprepare it. But no, if you unprepare, same thing with armor. If you cast the armor spell and then you replace it with something else and it's no longer prepared, you'll lose the spell. So you have to keep these things prepared in order for them to remain in effect. Let's check our time here. Alright, I've got enough time to go ahead and get this encounter done before this episode is over. I'm going to just run over here and activate this waypoint real quick. And I believe this is an autosave. Well, I think this encounter, I think it autosaved right there. I could be wrong. But this encounter autosaves as well. Now, this is the first time I've ever been here, and will not jump down and stab a goblin right in the heart.
That pack of goblins will be on us any second. What's going on?
Because this is where you normally encounter Wyll for the first time.
Open the gates, therefore, now. You let goblins here? Where is the druid? Please, there's no time. By the 9 hells! Open the gates! Cannon! No! Shit! Form a line! Scout! Get to the high ground! Raiders! Charge the bastards! For the absolute...
I already have the Platinum Trophy. I've even done Honor Mode. You've seen the golden dice. So... I really don't need to worry about, you know, if any of these guys get killed. You know what I mean? Okay, so Astarian. Now, considering the goblin is adjacent to Wyll, I should be able to still get the sneak attack with either dagger or bow. Doesn't really matter. And I frickin' missed. Dude, that just pisses me off so fucking bad. I'm not sure if I'll be able to hide right here, but nope. Alright.
I will not know failure.
Really? You're dead, punk.
Taking position.
Now what I'm going to do in this particular time is I'm going to cast Dexterity Hex. I'm going to Dexterity Hex the Goblin boss here. Or I should probably try and kill one of these guys. Thinning out the numbers. But that guy's got plenty of hit points. Actually, hang on. I need to... That guy's got a bow, so he's not going to reaction strike me. I'm going to go ahead and climb down here. I'm going to wisdom hex this. Huh, the booyah got whacked already. I don't want this booyah. Okay, I don't really need to cast hex. Because that booyah only has 1 hit point. I didn't realize that booyah had been whacked by probably Zevron. Whacked the booyah. I kind of missed that. But let's go ahead and kill it. God, oh my. Oh, whatever. Okay.
Onward.
Now, since it only has 1 hit point, go ahead and put it to sleep. Along with the boss here. That's when I found out that you can throw healing potions. I saw them doing it here, and I'm like, you can throw... You idiot. Well, I guess that did good damage, critical hit. And he critically missed, the dude with 1 hit point. And it's asleep and prone, and he still missed. Alright, so we can do the sneak attack again right here. Actually, I think I'll let Lae'zel deal with that one. He's got a bow, he can't reaction strike. Able to successfully hide. Go ahead and get that dude. Oh wow! Oh wait, no. That guy, he gets killed a lot. I thought it was the main dude there. It looks like the bugbear is going to go try to wake up the booyah. Alright, Lae'zel, go ahead and whack this dude if you don't mind. One thing I forgot to do was give Lae'zel the Everburn Blade, which is in my inventory.
No time to waste.
Forgot all about the Everburn blade. Let me go ahead and send it to her. This was picked up from the Nautiloid. Send it to Lae'zel. Make a good weapon for her. Now I could go ahead and action surge and use my bow to finish this Booyog off. Alright, yeah, I didn't want that Booyog casting spells. It'll normally cast grease on you up here.
The blade will not bend.
Alright, now. Saving the damsel in distress would be Wyll's thing to do. She's over here with a bow against this warg. The warg's kind of looking like he's in trouble. And did not kill it.
Victory is assured.
We can cast sleep again, but don't really need to. Gale will follow Wyll's lead. Try to finish this thing off. Perfect!
Quickly.
No.
On the hunt.
Oh, pissed him off. All right, which one? This one better chance. And it's all good. And missed again. Let's take a look at that. Rolled a 1. Rolled a 6. Okay. It is what it is. Alright, Hex. Who did I hex? I thought I hexed the warg, which is now dead. So... I'm a little confused here. I did hex this thing and it's dead, so I should be able to recast. Okay, it was visually bugged, okay? It looked like it wasn't letting me do it, you know what I'm saying? Like, okay, whatever. I don't think it really matters. I'm not about to cast Grease right now, so it doesn't really matter what hex I cast. Finally!
The lance board is set. Eat this!
Alright. Now this dude that died, he dies all the frickin' time. That's why if there's a trophy for all of the tieflings surviving,
What drove them to
And
it?
that right there
Everyone
is...
subscribes to what is mine
Oh,
is
son of a
yours, it
bitch.
seems.
It's not really letting me... Well, I mean, I'm still in it. Wonder if this is something with regarding that last update. Like, I don't need to loot him. His body's outlined in red, so I really shouldn't be messing with that. But normally when somebody sees you looting a body like that, they just won't even let you loot it. So I don't know, this latest update might be why I was actually able to go ahead and loot it anyway if I wanted to. But that would likely be a negative impact.
We could say a prayer.
Now, one thing to point out too is if you get here before recruiting Lae'zel, she will be gone. You'll encounter her later once you encounter the Githyanki at the mountain pass, but or on your way to the mountain pass. But anyway, I'm going to go ahead and save it here. Thanks for watching, like and subscribe. And this makes the second episode in Wyll's journey to Baldur's Gate. Again, hit that like button, give it a thumbs up. See you next time.